Good morning. Day 3 of Wake Up and Walk. It's a little bit after 7 a.m. this morning, so I got up just a little bit earlier. Not on purpose, just time to get up, I suppose. It is cooler this morning, for sure. It says it's around 70 degrees. Sunday morning already here. I'm about 15 hours ahead. Well, I guess with daylight saving time. Not sure, maybe it's only 14 hours now, but such a crazy thing back home. They don't do that here. Here, everything's on Beijing time. Even as big as the country is from the coast to the inland, it's actually, we would consider maybe 3 or 4 time zones. They all have the same time as the capital. You hear the Walking Dead in the background. That is one of the things that a lot of people get turned off when they visit here. Is that the spitting. When the cold weather comes, it'll get a little bit worse. A lot of it has to do with air pollution and so forth. Younger folks, they're not into it, but definitely there's a strata of generation. Mostly retired folks. They still kind of harbor to some of the old habits. But it's alright. I'm sure there's crazy things that we do. You've got to be patient. You got to be tolerant about it. So it is noisy. I noticed that yesterday that I was getting a little wound up about the noise. One of the things that happens oftentimes when someone buys an apartment in a building is they'll decorate it down to the concrete and redo it, everything, replace the tiles and so forth. And that involves a lot of drilling. Here's a new tag since I've been gone. Interesting. So for hours on hours you get this drilling reverberation. So you don't want to be in your own apartment. And you come out here and you can't escape it either. So it is what it is. But that's life in the city. Again, it does go in cycles and patterns. Come about 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, unless you're down like in some of the bar districts or foreign areas, the regular neighborhoods, people call it a night. The other part of yesterday for me was getting a few things, including the mono bag, the front keeper. Nothing like having the man purse, but it's actually fairly useful here. For some reason, I'm not a big fan of carrying a lot of stuff in my pockets. I mean, you got to carry your wallet in your front pocket, so if you get on a crowded subway or a bus or something like that, you don't want anybody helping themselves to your stuff. So even the locals go with the front bag. And putting your backpack on the front to me is just like an invitation of saying, hey, there's something good in there. I'm on a bag. Kind of local. So obviously you got to carry your ID on you all the time as a foreigner. So you got to protect that. Your other stuff that you carry with you. Tissues. Mostly because they don't provide them anywhere if you go out to eat, and if you need to, and if you can find a public bathroom if you're out, there'll be no paper. So that's also important in there. I keep some other little things in there like hand sanitizer, maybe like a pen knife, charger, you know, anything that I might need if I'm out and then I can't get home really quick. That way I'm not caught out without power or without paper, which is really important. I've never had too many problems. I've only had like maybe one or two incidences. Both times in Shenzhen, which is a border crossing from mainland into Hong Kong. A guy had slightly cut the outside of my pocket of my backpack in the immigration line, and he was not a Chinese guy. And it was weird because we're like only a couple of foreigners there, and I was at the end of the line, and the guy was right on me, right on my hip, as D. Maxwell says, from Scotland. Was right on my hoop the whole way. And you know, I finally turned around, so I kind of stopped him. But that's one thing that thieves and pickpockets kind of in the third world or old world countries do, is they'll take like a little razor and just very carefully slit your bag if it's not super strong and try to remove the contents. He didn't get anything, but I was pissed because, you know, I just bought that backpack here at a place called Decathlon. I went home and I came back and the guy ruined it, so out of stubbornness I stitched it up. Still use it to this day. The green thread, the reminder of proximity for personal safety. You know, personal space here is not at arm's length. In crowded situations, I mean, it's skin-on-skin contact. So sometimes you have difficulty dealing with that as well. It's not always, but sometimes. Another incident I had, let's see. Actually, it was Shenzhen, and someone tried to unzip my wife's backpack. So she caught him. I grabbed him and threw him around in front of us. He claimed that nothing was going on. And I'm like, it don't matter. You're in front of us now, not behind us. The good thing is the guy only weighs like, 85 pounds. So you can just actually scoop people up pretty quickly and move them along. Yeah. In 10 years of coming here, that's really the only sort of incidences we had. The other thing that did happen to us when we first moved to our apartment in the suburbs in a place called Guangzhou, within a week, we were on the second floor above the parking. Somebody shimmied up the gas pipe, something like this, with little tiny footprints, almost like a kid. Shimmied up, broke in our house, stole our camera, some little bit of cash, some other items. So I had to go make a police report, and it was kind of funny. I had to go to the police station, which was, I thought, a bit ironic that they didn't do the police report on scene. But within, moments of discovery, we had probably about 40 local people, most of our colleagues that lived near us, and about 20 Chinese policemen, which was bizarre. The difficulty for us was that the apartment we rented didn't have the security cages, and being sort of naive, we didn't think it was a big deal. So needless to say, those 40 or so people harangued their landlord, and the security cages got put in immediately. So basically all windows are covered up with security cages in buildings, even high up, and it's not so much to keep people from breaking in. They do have some Spider-Man burglars, but it's also to keep children from falling out. So in that sense, I guess we're pretty lucky. All right, 10 minutes, got it done. I'm gonna grab a cup of coffee and I'm gonna head back. So it'll be a 20-minute walk today. So we're 3 for 3 for waking up and walking. You can see I feel better already from the beginning to the end. So there you go. All right, take care.